How are we doing today? This is going to be an interesting stream. We are going to attempt to put together an ERCF version 2 that I won over a year ago. I just have not had time. Why build one now? Because I got the kit. It's been sitting here for over a year, and I don't have any color changer. So we did it. We did it. First off, a big old thank you to 3D Prints SOS. So I'm looking over my other screen like I have notes or something. Won this in a giveaway. Thank you so much. The other one to FISEC for donating it. And yeah, one more thanks. I want to thank Phillibees Filament, because I used their Sparkle Gray. Yeah, there we go. Phillibees Sparkle Storm Gray. This was the filament that we went with. That and a Phillibees Sparkle Sky Blue. Like, actually pointed at the camera. You can't see the little glitters. Hopefully they'll show up later. Printed excellent. Just excellent. I was really surprised about how well it actually printed. Zero warping, zero stringing, zero issues with that filament. We also, just to split it up, not use it all, we did use some twinkling black PLA. Who is this by? Completely unmarked. I have no clue. And this is some Area 1 Galaxy Purple, which has got a little bit of sparkles in it too. So let's get this out of the way. We'll go over to the desk so you don't have to look at my face and see what we got here. If I can remember how to do it. It's the standard one we always use. What's changed? Hopefully you can hear my microphone. We've swapped this out. Let's see. Is this going to give me chat in my main menu? Probably not. Nope, but I can see it over here. So let me put it on live. Actually, I need to pop it out, because I'm going to have to read the manual. And if anyone happens to show up, I don't want to miss you. Copy this. This is so complicated. One of the few things I would hope OBS would make it a little easier. Is that? There we go. Now I can see chat. That's a big bonus. So close that back out into there. Let's go over to the manual. All right, so there we have it. Hopefully I didn't dox myself too bad there. I would say the first part of this, planning. Wow. This took a week solid. Oh, it shows the chat, but it shows I'm not logged in. Okay. I just logged in. And I don't know my own account. Go off so I don't dox myself. All right, now it's going to make me confirm. Complicated process. I literally just confirmed my ID. There we go. Is it working? It's no. What a pain in the butt. I see somebody's there. Give me a second. There we go. It popped up. Sweet. That took a moment. Okay, now I can see chat. I can see the manual. I think we're ready to go. Back to my point. This took a week of solid 3D printing. Unfortunately, with a project like this, you need to print everything on one single printer so you can make sure you are not getting some, calibration issues between the different printers. You can print a few parts, test them to make sure they're gonna work together. But many of these parts have to snap together and interlock, and the risk of doing that on a separate printer was just not worth it. A few things that we will go ahead and set out of the way is for the cottontail. We printed these on a separate printer. They really don't matter that much. And that's the first set. And then the second set, which I promptly just broken my little things. So they're going to make a mess. A couple little half axle pieces here just to keep all this from falling apart. All right, so let's move these out of the way because we do not need these for now. We have enough to do just on the regular ERCF before we ever get to the cottontail. So we have that. We also have the 12 wheels that we printed in a white PETG. That is a G-Tech. I like PETG. It's pretty slick. There's no load on these pieces, so it's going to fall down. So basically, let's get that away. Here's the electronics box, the end cap, also in that black sparkle I like as well. We have our filament blocks, the RCF that we have printed in a transparent PETG by Tolman. This stuff printed excellent, I have to say. This spool is probably 4 years old. Was not in a dryer, did not dry it at all. Hi, Grogan, how you doing? Sorry, didn't see you there. Printed absolutely excellent. Had no problems with this. And as you can see, these pieces they're not supposed to go together. They actually go in between the wheels on the buffer, but they fit together. All the little supports, just something to show y'all. Every little piece has supports that need to pop out. So before you print a whole batch, print one and test to see how bad it's going to be. This stuff printed amazing. The Philibees ASA printed amazing. I will also say I made the mistake of printing them with supports without realizing that it had supports built in. Whoever did design those support mounts on there, thank you, because they popped out super well. But once again, you're going to want to make sure your printer is calibrated. Otherwise, you're going to have a ton of issues. And this is a lot of parts. So let me get this out of the way. I'm running out of space. I'm going to make a mess. All right, here are the mounts. Get these out of the way. Knew that was coming. Yeah. Where the cottontail connects to the Enraged rabbit carrot feeder. Those are also in that galaxy blue. See if you can get a close-up look at the sparkle. Wow, it's really hard to see on this camera. There is a very slight little sparkles all through it. It looks really good in person. Let's move these out of the way. Somewhere. No space. And we have the axle, which is a little crooked at the moment, doesn't really matter, and the screws for it. Another thing to look out for if you are going to print this guy. It was a long time ago, Tulsa. Nice to see you. I mean, this was literally over a year and a half ago. Yes, I won this right after I started my last position, which lasted about a year and 8 months. I've been off for 3 months, unemployed, not vacation. And I won it right as I started there. And I had no time to put this together, which absolutely killed me. So let's get this axle out of the way. And these parts, we will promptly lose them or break them. So back to the printing and the parts. And I hope this mic is okay. I've changed out my mic. I know it sounds a little live and active in here. Hopefully the noise cancellation is helping. These walls, they look like sheetrock, but they're actually metal. I'm in a high-rise, so pretty live room. Let me see if I can help with this one door. Probably just going to make it worse. Back to parts. I believe the count on this, all parts done, which is kind of misleading here because these are little stacks of 3 pieces. And that goes with it. It equaled up to nearly 150 parts. Okay, thank you, Tulsa. Appreciate it. I'm also getting over a sinus infection, so my ears are completely stopped up. I can't hear anything. I may be talking way too loud. 150 parts. The only thing we have not printed that I am not going to do until I actually get this working is the little number tag inserts, because they are teeny, and they're 2-part. And there was no easy way to color print them with a single printer. So let's get to it. I will say I have done some testing. I've made sure certain pieces will fit together. Like these guys I just stuck on there. Whatever you do, don't try to snap them till you get the screws in there. Those fit. These little, I don't even know what to call them. We'll see in the manual what they're called. These were a little tight. These end up sliding right in here, just like that. So to make this build a little easier, I actually took a regular file, and just hit the bottom. And then hit the 2 edges, about that long, and they all seem to fit perfect. So even printed some extras because I was sure I was going to break them. We have the tools that are supposed to help. We have the spacers. Those actually don't get used at. Those are for the buffer wheel. These are the parts. It does not look like 150. That's a lot of those over there with the cottontail. And I have the wrong manual open. There we go. Nope. There we go. That's where we're supposed to be. Okay, so let's get to it. Yeah, so I have not done anything. That's the most I've done. I did take out a magnet, made sure they fit into these little slots, put it back. Do print the calibration piece they give you and test everything. With every single filament if you're going to use multiple filaments. Yeah, even on the same printer with 2 different filaments, obviously that seemed pretty close. I can tell we're going to have a little bit of an issue with one part, but that's not till the cottontail, so that'll be for another day. I am hoping we can get most of this assembled. I don't know. So with that, I'm just going to get to it. So let's open this box. And I have a previous video where I showed you what is all in this box. There is the heatsink for the electronics. Not going to need for now. Got the 2 motors. So teeny. There we go. You've got the cable chain. That over here. And the LEDs. Oh, one more piece of advice, which I noticed I almost did, and the next layer did. If you download or you get one of these kits from any of the manufacturers that are out there, go check their GitHub. Bisex has a little bit of a variation because the filament blocks for the cottontail actually, and there's my phone going off. Make sure this is nothing important. Actually have a different design because someone showing me his 3D printed sleep token mask, a buddy of mine. So I got one 3D printed, and it's gonna look pretty amazing. They have some custom designs. So I spent way too much time trying to go through manuals, websites, trying to figure out how do these mount? I could not figure it out. I printed some wrong parts, which were in the original design, and then afterwards, after seeing the next layer struggle, I just happened to well, wait a minute. And there's one little link there that shows you that they have their own custom GitHub, which has a different filament block and a different way to mount these than is in the original manual. So, or build guide. Let's get into here, see what we got. electronics and wires. I don't think that is the control board and tubes. We don't need any of this for this part. I'm really hoping we can get through most of this today, at least the main build, but I don't expect that. The way my builds go, there's always some unforeseen issue. Oh, I've got some tools. Here's all the gears. All these clips. Wheel. There is the servo. Wait, you can't see it. It's behind there. Trust me. It looks like some grease with a screwdriver. There's our end-stop switches. Our magnets. Some bearings. And some pulleys and belts. Get rid of this box. Throw it down on the ground. What we need out of here. I was very tempted to go ahead and put all the heat certs in before we even started on this, but like I said, a week printing, I was not expecting that. Probably could have gone a little faster, but then once again, we were talking about the fitments. I was like, let's just do it low and slow, and we will make sure everything works. Also, because I don't have a lot of filament right now, and I can't afford it. So I was like, yeah, we don't want to print an entire spool just to find out we failed. All kinds of stuff. Well, the first things we're going to need, we're going to need the 2020. Got it. 2 M2x8s. That's not, no. 2x8. 10 washers, nuts. We'll put washers and nuts over there. Some bearings. M3x16. 5 ball bearings. M3x6. Don't need the spring for now. Another spring. Some nuts. Tap screws, more tap screws. That's in 2x3. Yeah, there we go. In 3x8. Put it back in a pile so we can do all this again. Bearings can go away. So we are going to need 2. Boop, boop. Make sure those are the right ones. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong heads. We need SHCS. Three by 16. By 20. Oh, 3 by 16. 3 by 25. Is that them? Look like them. Yep. No. BHCS. This is SHCS. You look closer. That's them right there. The big bag. We need 2 of those. We'll actually use our little pad here for the first time. We need 4 M3 roll nuts. Roll-in nuts. Is B. Nuts. M3 roll-in nuts. Bearings. M3 roll-in nuts. Bearing there. We have to have them. They're nylocks. I almost wish I had broke this out into parts per steps of the build. I can't even see what they look like. I would assume they're regular M3 nuts. Huh. They are in this box just by chance? I don't think so. If y'all see them, let me know. I do not know yet, Tulsa. Probably what's going to happen is I'm building a moron, not a boron, a moron, because I taken apart one of my other printers that was 300 by 300, and I have most of the parts to put it together as a trident with, what is his name? I can't remember. It is a mod that is a trident, but it uses linear rails for the X and Y, and I happen to have some of those spare rails. And I know why I'm hearing some reverb. Give me 1 second. Monitoring is on, and I am hearing this come out of the headphones. One, two, 1, 2. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. I was hearing a delay over here. So it probably that will be going on it. Unfortunately, that has become a pain in the butt. I decided to cut my own 2020 because I had it, and I'm cheap and broke, and that's a lot harder than you expect. You cannot believe how long it took just to cut them. And they were straight. It took a long time to make sure they were straight. The tapping issue, I have broken 2 tap handles. Two. So now I'm at the point of buying just the expensive tap handle to finish doing it. So advice on that, if you are going to build your own printer and don't want to get a kit, at least buy the 2020 frame. Or if you know a metal shop close to you. That was the other thing. Walking distance, there's a metal shop. I could have taken this stuff to him and like, cut it these size and tap the ends. But, let's save some money. Okay. M3 nuts. I'm just going to turn these this way so I can start seeing what they are. I got threaded inserts. Little teeny things. Oop. Them 3x8. Okay, I'm getting confused now. It definitely says 4 M3 roll-in nuts. Am I blind? I mean, that is an option. Self-tapping screw, M5, M3 nuts. We need 4 of them. This is 2. Bearings, we got washers, compression spring, ball bearings, another spring. Is that them? MR85ZZ bearing. That is not, that is a bearing. More bearings. Are they considered the roll-in nut the heat cert? No, those are next down, called threaded inserts. B. And you can't even see in the picture what it is. What is that? What is J? So that's those bearings. Micro switches. Rest of this makes... All right, let's just grab the rest before we come back to that. Let's grab the heat certs. We need 13. Okay, let's just do that. And it's already getting warm in here. M3x6. It's definitely not it. Looks like an 8. No, 12. 3x8. 3x8. And 1. 3 by 12, 3 by 16. What? M3 by, that's not it. M3 by 20. It's a single one. A single M3 by 6. Well, we definitely need those. No, we don't. HCS. So many screw types. M5 by 16. So, yeah, to answer your question finally, after this, then we go back to building the Moron, and then this will go on the Moron, which is actually probably going to match this color because I really liked it. So I figured that would be a good test bed for it. 3 by 12s, 2s, 3 by 16s. These are all too long. Is it in here? All bearings. Bearings, 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 magnets, servo, switches. Not in there. It would have to be with this. I'm highly confused. One M3 by 6 or 3 by 8s. And those are SHCS. By 25. Those are M3. I am so confused. So tapping, M2s, M2s. Let's do this. M2. Do we have any M1s? Didn't think so. 2. 3 by 8. 3 by 8. Oh, oh! M3 by 6. SHCS. Ha ha! Found it. That was hard. So I'm going to leave it right there. M3 by 8. SHCS right there. So I believe these actually are the wrong ones. Oh, these are M2 by 8. M2 by 8, and these are M3. I did grab the wrong ones. M2 by 10. M3 by 20. Some 12. 3 by 20. Oh, do we have an M1? Probably should have done this before the stream. I didn't realize it was going to be this difficult just to find the parts. 3 by 25. M5. 3 by 16. Stick you there. M2 by 10s. M3 by 16. Two different types of those. 3 by 40. We have some N5s. Set screws, set those there. Nuts, M3 by 6 SHC. All right, so we need that. M3 by 8s. 3 by 4. SHCS, yes. No, we definitely got the wrong ones. We need the M2 by 8. I don't. M3, 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 5, 3 by 6. And 3x3. It inserts. Wow, so confusing. M2x8. 2x10, 2x10, and 2.5 by 16. And threes. Is it not in the box? Oh. That's in 2x6 self-tapping. Okay. Let's double check this box just to make sure. Cables, 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 cables. Cables. Some type of sensor, electronics, PTFE tubing. Okay. Set this out of the way, give us a little more room. Find a spot to put it. That's why it gives me a chance to put my screwdriver there. Okay. M2x8. And those are M3. Well, that would suck if I've held on to this thing for over a year, and as soon as we get to it, I don't have the parts to do it. Screws, nothing there. Bags inside of other bags, except for those bags, and that bag, and that bag. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. All right, change of plan. Let's just go about it this way. We'll start with the pictures. That's roughly how that's going to go together. So let's go with the heat certs. So that is going to be, get out of the way, this guy. Confirmed. Yep, confirmed. And we need heat sets going there, 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 and there. Are these directional? Yes, these are. So where we ruin it. Straight up. And yes, I know I do not have the correct tip. Went in pretty well. Okay, the next two need to go in this little spot. So I believe their recommendation is, and that was hot plastic, is take a long screw. 3x20, is that long enough? M5 and 3x16. Be long enough? Maybe. Let's see. Oh, wait. M3x40. That's what we need. Yes. Okay. It needs to go in there. What a pain. Go. And screw is in there. We're going to put the soldering iron right to the top of it. Try not to melt the whole piece. And it's going. It's a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, nice thing about this technique is if you go too far, you can just push it back. Well, I can already tell you we're off to a great start, that this is going to take more than one stream. Got in there. Get our screw in there. There we go. Let's try this again. Come on. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Just a touch more. There we go. That was easier than expected. Hopefully by the time we get through this, we'll find the screw we actually need. So there was that. Gearbox front. Yeah, that's what we did. And then we also need there, there, there. Okay. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. Oh, I moved all my tools. Which is exactly why you're supposed to have the correct tip. I'll turn my temperature down a bit. And it's melting the screws. It's melting everything. Hot plastic. Whew. You know, we're going to do this because it's just screaming hot. Yeah, I bet you ever seen someone do a heat cert like this. Let's see if we've ruined this hole or not. No, we have not. Okay. I can feel it slowly going. Slowly. Ever so slowly. Yep, just need a bump more. Y'all don't fall on the ground. Did I lose any on the ground? That'd be a good way to start this. Just a bump. There we go. Press it down, make sure that's in there. That feels pretty good. Let's see what it's going to take for these other two. That is, man, yeah, I already burned myself. Go there. And there. Confirm that's right. Yep. You can only melt once. And same problem. I might have changed to a different tip. Or get one of those really fancy heat seat inserts. There you go. Ooh, he's a bit wobbly. All right, that looks pretty good. See if it holds. Ooh. All right, what is the next step? So we should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that looks like we got all of them. All right, gearbox needs a bearing. Looks like MR85ZZ. That's one of these guys. Oh. Close that back up. That needs to go in there. Does this little tool help us? Let's see. Oh, okay. That might be where those screws are. That might be where they are. This one fit in there? It does not. Okay. Get that tool out of there. Oh. We're going to have to use something a little different. Nope, we're just going to stab ourselves. As much as I know y'all want to see me stab myself, I don't have insurance. We cannot do that. Let's try this. Oh, and bad to do on a bearing. What do I have that would press that? Sure, I am coming from the right side. Yep, got to come from this side. What do I have? Need something like a small socket. Something that I don't have. Oh, there we go. What's the diameter of that guy? That may work. Oh, that's maybe. Starting to go. For anyone who's worked with bearings, this is not your preferred method. Our goal is always to get them seated exactly perfect and only ever pressing on the outer racing. You know, I think we're going to do this. Watch this trick. Nah, that wasn't the trick. The goal was to heat it up just enough to melt that one side of plastic a bit, but how hot are we? Oh, still pretty warm. It's doing what bearings do, which is jump from left to right. Oh, there we go. Seated flush in there. It does look like it is. Okay, so it does stick out a bit. Get that side just a bit further down. All right, we'll see how that ended up. What a pain. It should be press fit. You know, it pressed and it fit. Oh, yeah, I could have done the bolt method. But do we have washers? Yes, we don't have washers. I could not do that. M2 screws. It can be helpful to pre-thread the holes with one of the M2 screws. Remember not to go too deep. You might strip it out. So we need the micro switch. So we do need the box of electronics. Is that it? These aren't really labeled. There, nothing there. All different type. These are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, those are for ERCF. Or sorry, the ERCT for the buffer wheels. Okay, so it's got to be this one. Are there any screws in here? And luckily we don't have to solder it. It's going to go right in there, like so. Yes. Yes, that is correct. Is it going the right direction? Let's see. Just like this. Needs to be down. Nope, it's upside down. Ah. You know what? Let's see. Am I looking at the right one? As you can see here, here's the link. The FISAC parts that you need. Ah. Let's try this. Where did it took us right back to Carrot Collective, so that didn't really help. Yeah, it just took us to the standard manual. Is there a 2 happy hair, hardware, calibration, flashing? Nope, just took us back to the regular manual. Ah, okay. 2 M2x8s or 10 SHCS. Okay. Which are right there. Right there. These are the kind of things this is annoying. And I don't want to poo-poo anyone's work because I really appreciate everyone who's put these kits together and everything. But I absolutely despise the formatting of these manuals. They are great for how they are. Unfortunately, I grew up with a mother who did technical documentation. Imagine the pain I felt when I said, "Can you check my work?" And it all came back red. It's just hard to figure out where things go. Some of them are a little better than others, like with the actual, well, you can't see my mouse, but the little arrows that are actually pointing to where the screws go. But some of this is just so hard to see. All right, more nicotine, more water. Oh, so that's going to go in there. These are teeny. Oh, these are going to suck. How do you get to that one? I will do this, give you a little better view. I need a video capture device. We want the side camera, and it took up the whole screen. We'll take it down into there. All right, hopefully that's a little better. That is a drill bit. I don't know what it's for. Oh, yay. Yeah, that's teeny. And a pain in the butt. How do you even get this in there? Alright, it is feeding. Particularly for this kit, I will say it was nice. Fisec has a video out of their assembly. Okay, that's not too bad. And I specifically remember in that video, which I've watched about 20 times, and it's still going worse than their video, him fumbling with this spot right here, and there's another couple coming up. It's like, this sucks. All right, I guess we're going to do it this way. Now we've got it going. Teeny little screws. Actually easier to hold the wrench and spin the part. So when you know you're in for a world of hurt. Lordy. And it's so close. There's no way to get any kind of tool in here unless you have some long-handled tees. And most of us should know these are cheap screws. No offense, Fisec, but the heads love to round out on you. Absolutely love to just strip, right? You're like, I just need one more turn. All right. All right, there's one. That was all for one screw. Do this too. Oh, is that too much light? Oh yeah, it's too much light. What about that one? That's still too much light. That's not helping. I mean, helping me, but it blinds y'all. So if you can't see it, what good is it? Pretty sure I should rename this channel. Don't try this at home. You'll regret it. It's not going to work out like you thought. You're going to waste all your time and money. Just feel defeated, tired, sad, depressed. Wait. Well, that's every day. Sorry. You'll understand when you're older. There we go. Couple more on that one. This should be the first part. Well, I am dropping a bit of frames. That is quite surprising. 2.3%. Strange. I guess I should have rebooted the computer. Is the stream looking okay for y'all? And is it jittering really bad? Pausing on you? There we go. That is in solid. Right, that should be one piece done. This is our next bit. Is that all of it for that? The bearing. Yep. Okay, a whole page for that. All right. Get to play with our nuts. I like playing with my nuts. We need 4. They're going to go in. Yep. Like so. Is this directional? Anything special? No tapping on any side. No extra screws anywhere. Okay. Oh, yeah. To reference something earlier, if you are going to print one of these 12 colors, which honestly, with Box Turtle and everything else that's out, I'm not sure anybody will still making it or using these until they come out with 3, if it resolves any of the other issues people have had. Not really issues, but just complication, complexity, tuning issues. But, you know, I don't got a wife or a girlfriend or a pet or kids, so what else am I going to do with my time? All right, so that is that. M3 roll-in nuts. Those were very nice compared to the normal ones that just slide around. So this needs to go here, like so. Maybe not. There we go. Oh, it just butts right up to it. And the holes line up pretty perfect. Okay, what screws do we need? Yep, it's fully seated. M3x8s. There. That was probably the 4 we needed earlier, but that's okay. I'm going to grab some fresh ones. And once again, not parts I can actually get a preferred tool in there with. We'll make it work. These guys out. Nope. That be them. All right. Well, that got pretty easy. That feels like it's grabbing. Still fully seated. Yes, it is. Let's go to this side. Nah. No. Gar. Oop. Don't want to break it. Arr. Arr. Any of you happen to know what a pirate's favorite letter is? Yeah. Go. Really surprised we're getting this much frame drop. All right. Let me turn, angle it down a little bit. There we go. Well, that was very time consuming just for that. What is next? Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did. Okay, so 1 piece per page. All right, we're on to the other side of the gearbox, which is this guy. And we need a heat cert there, there. go. Perfect. Now we need one here. The one thing that makes me super happy about... Ow! Hot heat, sir! Don't do that. No alone time with the internet for me. There we go. That's what we're going to start doing. Just half sinking it. Pull the soldering iron out so we don't get stuck. Make sure it is straight. That looks pretty good. It makes me happy to see these heat certs going away. As convenient as they are a pain in the butt. And we need one here. Ooh. Sounds like somebody crashing outside. Going in real crooked. That's pretty flush. We'll see if it needs to recess any further. What do we got next? Oh, yeah. Of course, everywhere. There, and there. But not there and there. Right? That's hot. Okay, it's warm. Let's press it down in. Unfortunately, there's a little nubby on top of this, so can't get in there easy. Go. And now these two. I think we're going to do the screw method on these two. They are going to be on this side. Screw needs to come through there. Ooh, my phone is loud. Ow. Do this. Trying to not stick it into the side of the part. Have you ever seen someone shove a hot soldering iron right into them? Oh, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Really do. Y'all stick around if you want to see what it looks like when someone sticks a hot soldering iron right through their hand. Cauterizes the wound as it's coming through. I gotta move this soldering iron. Ow! Okay, this isn't helping. Maybe to there. Go. Go. This guy needs to go just a touch more. Go. Just a hair. Just a hair. Just a hair. Go. Whew. And another bearing. Right on that hot. Whew. I'm going to burn every single finger. That's 3 so far. And we're an hour in. And we haven't even finished one part. Jeez. Try this. Come on. It's not what we want. And we just lost something. Screws. Let's do their recommended method. We're going to do the screw on the hot as an M3 nut. Actually, let's make this a little shorter. That's a long way to thread. There we go. And I think I actually have some washers. Yes, I do. Take a washer that we got. Actually, 2 washers. Oh, we have a screw, washer into the bearing, pressing through, another washer, and a nut. Yeah, this is how we should have done the other one. Get it in there. Oh, yeah, that is much better. I need a completely incorrect tool for holding the nut. Whoa! Oh, somebody's getting towed. Right? So I need every tool in the arsenal, apparently. So, yeah, something like this would actually be handy to be included in the kit. Oh, there we go. The other trick that I could have tried, that I forgot to try, that I probably need to do actually, is, yeah, there we go, went in. If anyone has ever done wheel bearings on a vehicle before, one of the tricks is you stick them in the freezer. And then they shrink enough you can get them in. And as they warm up, now they're in there solid. So, okay, I'll leave this here because we'll need it at some point. That looks good. That is just barely sticking up. We'll see if it matters. So we have 3 heat certs, a bearing, a heat cert, a bearing, and a bearing. Okay. Page 33. We need these 2 guys. I've already broken them loose. Cool design. I did break one of those. I will say, when you go to pop these things loose, take an Allen key or something right through the center, and then pop. Otherwise, you're just going to snap the collar off. As I did. Actually, I have a spare one because I was sure I was going to break it again. So that was all. Whole page for unlocking that. Okay. So here's why I'm confused. Why do I see 2 wires coming out of this gearbox that I haven't done anything yet? So I need to attach the 2 halves together with an M3 by 6 and M3 by 12. So M3 by 12. Eights. By 8 by 8 and 3 by 6. Are we sure about that? Yes. Maybe. We don't need it someplace else. Put that down there. So this is supposed to go on the other side. Somehow. What? Huh? So? Huh? What? How? Am I looking at the right piece? Ah. So like this. And, oh, it fits into there. Okay, so that should fit into there. And it mostly does. I'll make that a little easier. Grab this little nail file. Just take a little bit of that off. That definitely helped. Okay. All right. so M3x6 from the backside in, right here. So confusing. One of the things we want to make sure of that we're not going to pull these heat certs out just trying to put this in. That one needs a, leaving that loose for the moment, the M3x12. Just had my hand. Should be that guy. Yep. And that is coming through on this side. Going? There, it's going. We're going very slow. Make sure you don't break stuff. Because I don't want to do this twice. Don't think that tab, yeah. Loosen this guy back up. A little tab is fighting us. Out. I appreciate you, whoever's still there. It's just me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. Oh, that's way better. Yep, that's way better. Oh, yeah. Way better. But it probably would have been just enough to pull our heat certs right out of the plastic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't you know? This also explains why the official FISEC video was like 8 times speed. Why aren't you going in? Because you're not sticking through the hole. There we go. Ah, catching. Let's do this. Let's take some of our suffering out of the equation. There we go. Oh, yeah. That's what we're talking about. So that's not supposed to happen. All right. All that for 2 screws. Okay, we're to latches. Latches need M3 by 20s. M3 by 20. No, that's the wrong one. M3 by 20 right there. Looks like we're going to need 4 of them. At least 2 to start. No, it's going to be 4. What? I'm so confused. The screws come through the back side? What? Oh, Lord. So the screw should come through there. It goes through the heat cert, but it doesn't end up in the heat cert. Okay, that's not what I was expected. I mean, I do see a smaller hole back there, but weird. So it is going to be like so. Please don't press my heat cert back out. Okay. All right, that's got that. So we don't break it in the process of trying to put this screw through here. Right. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Okay. Looks like that fits. And now this one is supposed to go through. Just okay, it's just a latch. Right? What does that mean? 2 green arrows, but you're not telling me. Let's go through there. Nope, that's not possible. It has to go like that. Okay. I'm confused. So it should pull out. Okay, it does. Okay. Okay. Break our limit switch in the process, and then we need to do this side, I guess. Okay, so we just do the one side. We're getting to a gearbox. Okay. So many strange steps. This guy. Cannot wait till we get rid of most of these parts. This I probably should plug in now. Can I still get to it? Yes, I can, but let's plug it in now. All right, that is in. Pulley, 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 pulley. That bag. Okay, nothing for y'all. I was just thinking back how every single person I've seen assemble an Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder, their desk is just covered in a mess of parts. And it always bothered me. Touch the tism there. Like, why can't you just get the parts that you need to do that one part and then move the rest out of the way? I exactly see now with these kits why it is such a pain in the butt. Okay, here's what we need. Okay, all these are the same except for that one. Use pliers, remove the top flange. Last time I attempted this on a different project, it was the wrong pulley. Luckily, they go on pretty easy. So we need that. We need to... No, we don't. We don't even. Wait. What? What? Okay, that's the guide to put that together. So I don't need that. Okay. So we probably just did like we did before, and we needed that. So we need the D shaft, just this guy. Let's zoom out a bit. So all this was superfluous because we didn't have to print the pulley. And we're going to need, I have these two little washers. I didn't realize till after I printed this, and I'm like, oh, it's the exact same color as this god-awful matte, which I hate the color of. But I love the color on this. I don't know what it is. All right, so this is going to end up going through a hole somewhere. Okay, so we might as well just put that on. And they don't fit. Why don't they fit the D shaft? Are they real washers? The bearing spacers. Do I have separate bearing spacers? I don't think so. Lordy, every one of these comes with a little Allen wrench. Now we have to put the bearings and pack them ourselves. Not there, not there. That explains the grease. There. None of this should be for a while. Those are M3 washers. Do those fit? No, not at all. Set screws, bearings, bearings. I do know that isn't to the other part, but interesting. These are the exact printed bearing spacers. I remember printing them and looking like, okay, it's not those two rods. All right, so close. So what we're going to do is find a way to make this wider, unless by chance those fit. No, it's gonna be just as bad. Yep. Let me see what I got. No, nothing's gonna. Well, that looks pretty close. Nope, but only one of them. What about these brass ones? Brass is a good wearable metal for a bearing spacer. And no, so those won't fit either. Okay. Well, let me do this. Let's get this guy on. Which way is it going to go? Goes to the inside. Like so. Okay. And it needs to be 12.7. Conveniently, they gave me this little card with a ruler on it. 12.7. 12.7 millimeters. What a weird measurement. And these are inches. Let's just go for there for now. Tighten it back down. Howdy. From the D-cut shaft end. That is confusing. There's no need to be very surprised. Okay. So why didn't you just say it needs to be 13 millimeters instead of 12.7? Lordy. This is exactly what I'm talking about with this manual. That's just a little too much DISM there. You tell me 12.7 and then in a whole other sentence, doesn't really matter. So just say 13. Now, we are not going to use thread locker at this point because I'm fully expecting to screw this up. So we were going to put it together, and then we're going to take every set screw apart and put Loctite on it. Give me some water. Wow. Hour and 40 minutes, and we've gotten this far. All right. Gently insert the D-cut shaft assembly through the gearbox bearings. How? Oh, through the outside. Okay. It's like, we already assembled this all. How's it going to do that? Okay. This is when we stab ourselves. Okay. Hey! It's kind of angled down a bit. Normal. Well, we'll go with it. We'll see what happens. That does not seem normal. I've got a good several millimeters there, but then down here. Nothing looks warped. And the bearing just came out. Maybe that's the issue. Press fit my butt. Once it's tight, it'll be pretty dead on. Okay, that's what's going on. All right. And we need to put a belt on it. Not a ring on it, a belt on it. I'm supposed to have a loop of belt. That's a heat sink. Other box. PTFE. Circuit board, control board. Let's look into this box. Check here. No. Put these in there for now. Sorry. The bearings we dropped on the floor. Let's check in here. Nothing in there. I know the belt they're talking about. M4 80-tooth wheel gear belt, 188 G2. That's definitely not it. That's going to be for the selector. In there. Not in there. Wow. I'm really confused. Now I feel like exactly everyone else who builds one of these. Not in there. It's not in there. Not in there. Okay. There. It's not stuck in there, maybe. No. There's the LEDs. Just physically touch it to make sure, but... Ah, there it is. Okay. Huh, look at that. Let's wrap around those. It's getting very, very scared. That was a lot of time wasted on that. Right, there's our belt. All right, next we're going on to the motor and motor mount assembly. We're going to need this motor, I believe, because I believe this one is the one that goes here. Yes. Okay. Make sure we don't break any of these wires. And we need a pulley. Hopefully not the one we just broke. And we need the NEMA 14, which it was a bad idea to print these out of this. The 17 is the taller one. Once again, I know we should be using thread locker. I'm not going to until this is all together and working. Goes off the side there. Or you could have just said bottom it out on the shaft because that's where it stops. Double check that. I'll tell you, the worst grub screws to round off are these guys. All right, so that is that motor. Oh, am I supposed to be doing both? I guess I should do both. They're telling me to. I'm a good boy, I do what I'm told. D shaft this way this time. Wrong size. And it dropped just slightly. Wow, it hangs out over the end of the shaft on this one. Touch more. Go. Over there. Okay. So there's that. Now we need this guy. Should be done with those two pieces. M3 washers. Oh, we need one heat cert. Oh, just one? No. No. That's not how this works. There we go. So there's our one heat cert, and this is now going to go with a motor, which needs to go. Make sure motor wires come out this side. So it's going to go that way. Yes, just like that. Three by 16, two of them. Washer. There's a washer. Dump them all out, because if I lose them, I have plenty of M3 washers. So one of the few things I have in abundance. And we need an M312. Let's get the 16s on. Did I just pull out 16s? Yes, I did. Yeah, well, that's hot. That's finger number 5 we've burned on heat certs. Oh, Jesus. Okay, there's those. Now we need M3 by 12 is the pivot screw. M3 by 8, M3 by 12. And no washer. Okay, no washer on this one because it actually feeds into the body. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. You know, that camera is a little dark for some reason. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. There we go. That's a little more what it actually looks like in here. Okay. That screw. Just enough to kind of hold this in place. We have our bottom heat cert, which we have promptly burned ourselves on. And we need a bearing. Really seems like it would have been easier to put the bearing in before we did that, but who am I to judge? There we go. MR85ZZ. It will not be flush and it will stick out. Same recommendation. Use a bolt. It's not that long of a bolt or that long of a bolt. Well, maybe we'll use that long of a bolt. If I'd known I was going to need a bearing puller, I would have built one earlier. I mean, yeah, you could press fit that in there, but what a pain in the butt. And now it's all hanging off to the side and yeah. Bearing should have gone in. Heat cert, bearings, then that. Yep. Come on. Come on. There we go. I had to think about it for a second. Let's just spend all this time getting this in here. Is it supposed to live there? Extra pieces. All right, so there is the bearing. Does not look totally straight. We'll find out. Okay, bearing is in there. And that looks like fingers. That does not look like a piece of plastic to me. Crimped the wire. Already crimped. Don't need to do it. What does that mean? Insert the microfit connections. Okay. Okay. And I need to pull them through. Ah, there. Okay, mine don't go through there. Do they? No, they do not. Mine do not go through there. And I don't remember when I watched the video them going through there. What is this? Jesus. That's how you break a motor wire from the get-go. I would have preferred these braided together in some way, shape, or form. We're probably going to have to do that. Look at this. It's just asking to break a wire right there. And first gunshots of the night. There could be part of it. Look at that. That's not the cleanest motor wiring. So we're going to end up having to clean that up at some point. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing. I know you don't see it, but come on, the wire should be the same length. All right. 2 hours to get the gearbox together. Closing the gearbox. Make sure the wires go through there, not through there. Okay, I'm not going through there. Gotta go through that gap. Okay. M3 by 12, M3 by 25. M3 by 12. And there's M3 by 25. It's a big difference in bolts. And the fact that the drawing are already half inserted makes it really hard to tell what they are. M3 by 25, M3 by 12, M3 by 25. Okay. This is going to go like so. And we need to loosen these guys up. Get on the shaft. Why don't you want to go on the shaft? Spin it around, make sure that actually fit in there. Wow. I'm so going to smash these motor wires. Let's just do this. Okay. Whew. That is going to go like that. To go on there like so. Wires go down this way. No, that's right. They say wires. Yeah. No. Yes, wires have to come back through the center. So before I do that, this guy needs to come back through the space between the extrusion and the bracket. Motor wires hang out. Cable management. Make sure the wires routed to the channel between the 2020 and the gearbox. Right in this little space and not through this big open hole. I don't understand why not. Once again, this is, if you get a kit, I'd highly recommend. Not that there's anything wrong with this one. One that has additions to the manual. Because this is so confusing. Okay, so we have the motor on. Wires technically are going the correct way. All right, so now we need still moves, okay. There are 2 screws. The 12 is going to go to the top, well, which is the bottom for y'all because I have it upside down. And the 25 on the bottom. Okay, it's going all the way through the part into the heat set, which is in the other part. Yep, that's what's happening. Shouldn't there be a heat cert it grabs into? Or is that just a pivot? M3 by 12. Confirm this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wow. It goes to show you. I watched so many videos of other people going through this, and I was like, okay, we know all the pain points. No, you do not. Let's do it this way so it matches the picture. $12 on top, on the back, and 25. So we're grabbing the right one. Yep, 25. Ah, is that what we were doing wrong? I think I picked up the wrong screw. Yep, it's the same size. It's in. Get it in with the motor in the way. Okay. You know, it really sucks that bit keeps falling out. We're going to lose it. Yes, back to cable management. Closing the gearbox. Okay. So nothing should be behind the stop switch, which it is not. We should be able to put this logo plate. See if that's going to fit in there easy. Nope, I can feel it right there. Give that a quick sanding. Breathe in some microplastics. Gotta get your microplastics. Now it's all over our fingers. And the sides need a little bit. This right here is why I try to do everything I do as a one-shot and live, because I'm really getting tired. I've been tired of watching other people's build videos that have been very nicely edited, and they've cut out all the stuff that makes them look like an idiot. Does it go from the bottom? Nope. Just needs a hair off the sides. Yeah. Oop. I lost my spot. Okay, all right. Oh, it's close. It's very close. I'm going to give it one more quick side sanding because I want to be able to replace it, pull it back out if need be. But I will say, that's not too bad. For having to do some manual setting, not too bad. Of course, it comes down to if we can actually get it in the slot, and it gets really tight. By the time I'm done with this, my nails will look amazing. Oh, so close. It's gonna break. It's gonna break. Oh, looks like we're sanding the front too. Dallas, big things happen here. I have to say, this is better than their current logo, Big D Energy. For a city that's trying to be mini LA, like Big D Energy, come on, who thought of that? One 12-year-old. So close. I hope this is the worst of the modifications we're having to do. Yuck. Yuck. We keep getting so much closer. Man. Oh, pressed so hard my ear popped. All right, we are to the last bit of it, and this is where we break it. All right. That's never coming out. That's never coming out. Get some of this plastic up. Get off my hands before I pick my nose. Or my butt. Or both. My butt then my nose. It's all over me. It's all over me. Contaminated. Okay. All that for that. So now we put on front door. This takes M3 by 40. Is that this guy? Appears to be. It's going to go through the top from this side. Screwdriver again. Find the bit that we've lost. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe we're over 2 hours in and we have not even got the gearbox assembled. Come on, come on, you're going. Be nice if you'd ratchet for me. Sometimes your finger's easier. All right. All right, that one is in. And the bottom one is a 40. Except I have lost it. Gotta be here. There? Nope. We've just got the one in. M3 by 40, M3 by 40, SHCS. Drill bit. M5, M3 by 40. There we go. That's one of those. Little tighter. Quite interesting. The encoding lag has completely gone away. So, wonder what my computer was doing. Lordy. That's a long screw. Still seems very weird that we have the wires coming out the front of the device into our face. Not sure how I feel about that. Ah! Whoa, one of my ears cleared up. Yay! It must have been the magic dust. Okay, so that is the front latch. Let's make sure it works. Make sure we didn't break our switch. Yep. Ugh. Okay. So it's supposed to be out before I put it in there. Yeah, it's just really tight. Let's go ahead and screw that back in. See, I personally, yeah, there's no detailed instruction on this part right here. And this piece feels more likely to break, this latch, trying to pull it open the first time than popping it down. So it's... Make sure that moves nice and free. Yes, it does. On. Now it's off. Now it's on. Now it's off. Yeah. Okay. Knob. Insert the knob. What? Are you kidding me? That is not what you told me. Here's the bearing that's popped out too. Lordy, lordy, lordy. So flat side. Yeah. Ever seen a man stab himself on the internet? You're about to. Clean up these edges a little bit, make this a little easier. This flat side is going straight up towards me. Oh! What just pushed? What just moved out of the way? Is it this? Did I break it? No. Go ahead and latch it so we don't. That is ridiculous. Okay. See this. This is too much of a chance to break wires. We're getting into physical work and a risk of breaking something. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to heat it up a bit. Can't hurt. Or it could. Probably just hurt me. Flat is up. Lord. See, this is something should have been done before you get to this point. It should have been put on and then inserted through, and then we wouldn't be no, you can't, because yeah, you could have. You actually could have. You would just have to there, onto this piece, then slide it on. Okay. So how do we resolve this? Get into these grub screws. Well, that I do not like. Not like we can drill it out a little bigger because it's keyed. That is just not going to go. I would have much rather had a hole in this and used a grub screw on it. Oh, man. Simplest things. Sure wish I had a circular file. Lordy. All right, let's heat up this guy. We got to reprint him. We're going to reprint him. Don't want to touch it. Just want to try and get the heat to soften it up some. Hey, that did a little better. It's not on yet, but that was a little better. That's still, that shaft is going to have to come back out. Lordy, 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 lordy. Ah, there's what happened. Why is that all kicked to the side now? Seeing the bearings popping out of location. It's not good. Yep, the bearing popped right out. So, I gotta disassemble the whole thing. And this shaft, even though I followed the directions, is too short. So I have to take it all back apart. Let's see, can this belt come off? Yes, it can. Go for electric screwdriver about now. For sure, we're going to break these wires. I know it's coming. There's no type of strain relief on the end of these motors either. These FISEC motors, there's no strain relief. I can see coil, no little plastic potting like you normally see. Or I'm going to break this switch. I had so many visions of this, like, it's only going to take maybe 2-3 videos, a couple hours each. I bet 3 hours on this one have made almost no progress. It's ridiculous. Easy, only 4. That's where they are, so I can keep track of them. All right. Out. The bearing that has pulled itself out of the press fit. Okay. This back off. Yeah, I feel like this could have been in a better order. That looks like enough. But let's do it this way. Bearing is still there. Stayed in there. This seems like much easier. There's too much force having to be put on this. There's too much chance of bending the shaft or snapping a part, catching the wires. Appreciate whoever's still watching. I know I wouldn't be. Let's kick this guy up all the way. Yeah, it's going to be much easier. We're just going to heat it up, stick it in the end of the handle, and slide the handle back on. Because if you bend this D shaft, you're hosed. You're not recovering from that. No matter what you do, you're always going to be dealing with it catching and binding. Just not worth it. Oh yeah. Not exactly the best method, but I know I watched one guy even hammer this guy on here. He was having so much trouble. And to me, that is ridiculous. How much play you got right there at the top of this? Still not going. Where'd it go? Try to go back in the box. Oh, amazing. Ever seen someone stab themselves in the neck live on camera? Okay. Well, so this is the first issue. Got to get this on before we can go any further because we're going to have this in alignment. And we have to get the bearing popped back in there. I think we're going to call it here, because I'm going to have to do some reinventing the wheel on this guy. I think this guy's going to end up going on the stove, and kick that off. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, all right. Yep, this is exactly what I expected. So we're going to call it here. Off stream, I'm going to get this on here. Get the bearing back in. That won't be too much of a problem. This is just ridiculous. That's too much work. This really should have been a grub screw. Even plastic with a metal grub screw. It would have been better than doing this. There's just too much chance of failure, of breaking things, of bending things. Have I even built it? Nope, but I'm close. So, probably going to do this again tomorrow. Not sure which time, but now that we're here in this part of the process, we will continue it until we get it done. And then it turns into actually getting it to work on a printer, which is a whole other set of issues. So, I will catch y'all next time. Have a good one.